today we're going to be using a G-hook. This is my absolute favorite hook of all time. I remember writing in a blog I had way long ago that G-hook was my favorite, and guess what? It still is today, 20-something years later. So we're going to be using a G-hook, and then we're going to use a medium weight cotton yarn. So cotton yarn is perfect for washcloths. It's also really great for beginners. I feel like it holds a lot of structure in it, and so it doesn't get like super flexible and floppy where it's hard to like keep an eye on which loops you're looking at and where you're going throughout. And then you're going to need a pair of scissors. I don't have any right here with me, but I'll have some when it's time to cut. You're going to lay the yarn over your fingers, and you're going to kind of make a fish. If you see, it kind of looks like a little fish guy, right? Like, ooh, picture an eyeball and a little smiley face to make it happy, but you're going to make a fish. And what you're going to do is you're going to turn this loop here, just like that. Make a little bit of a twist. Everybody does this a little bit differently, so if this is not vibing for you, that's fine. You can go somewhere else, but here's how I do it, okay? We have our fish, and then you're going to turn it, and you're going to grab this string right here. Now, I'm holding tight here, but I'm kind of letting this piece be a little bit more flexible. We can tighten it up later. This is a really long tail. That's fine. We're getting started. We don't have to be perfect on our first one, right? So now this is your working hoop. This is the one we're going to be working through. This is going to be kind of the thing that's going to, you know, make you figure out your life a little bit, I guess. Figure out your life a little bit. Okay. If we could solve the world with crochet, that'd be great. Now, everybody holds their things a little bit different. This is how I like to hold my crochet hook. So put it in the loop and then just kind of give your crochet hook a little bit of a twist like this. That is really kind of a motion where you're going to be twisting and like scooping at the same time. Kind of like this action, you know, twist and scoop, twist and scoop. So kind of play around and get a feel for the hook in your fingers. Now, the way I hold my yarn is I have my pinchers. This is how I taught my nieces. I have my pinchers here, and I'm going to be pinching right around the knot area in order to like have some steady ground. Now, I like to filter in my yarn through my 3 fingers and then my pinky, like this. Now, you might decide, and I saw my niece start to do this, where she was holding it very similar like this, but then she was working up here in order to hold it. That's great. As you start to go, you're gonna figure out what works for you, all right? We're not gonna sit here and pretend like everything that I do is gonna be your solution for a crochet. That's not the case. You might figure out that you like to do it a little bit different. So, our first goal here is just to make a chain stitch. So we're going to yarn over. That's what this is called. This is called yarning over right here. Yarn over and grab that hook, and I'm twisting our hook. Yarn over and grab that yarn, and I'm twisting. And then I'm going to pull it through my hoop like that, okay? My loop, my hoop, whatever we come up with, okay? So we're going to yarn over again, and we're going to pull it through. Now, I want you to continue to make a chain just like this. I want you to continue to make a chain just like this, okay? And right when you feel like, oh, I'm getting the hang of making this chain, I want you to do something really fun. So go ahead and pause here, finish your loop, do your thing, make your chain just like so. And then when you're all done, I want you to take a look at it. And I want you to bring it up and look at all of those beautiful hoops. Now, there's a little bit of structure here that's being designed. So you have your top 2 little guys. They look like little V's, right? And then if you flip it over, you'll see that there's like this center yarn loop that's kind of started right in the middle. So some people will say, hey, I'm going to work out of that back chain. Some people will say, I'm working out of the front. And some people will say, hey, I'm working on the flipping it upside down and I'm working out of here. So when I start my washcloths, I really do like to start down here and flip my work and work out of these holes here. Basically, you're just going to be tying a knot over and over and over again. That's all crochet is we're just tying knots, but we're using a hook to do it. Okay, so go ahead and work through that chain, and I want you to make, let's say, I want you to make 25, okay? You're going to go through here, and you're going to make 25 on your thing. And when you take a really good look at it, you got your 25 right there, right? Now what I want you to do is I want you to take this string and I want you to pull it. And I want you to take it all out. Because you need to do it again. That's how we learn best, is repetition. We're going to come through here. We're going to make our fish again. Are you guys ready for this? Make our fish. Imagine that smiley face. Pull through your loop. Ta-da! Oh, look at that guy. See? Look. It's going to be different. Look at this. You make your loop and you don't have very much of a tail. Guess what? You can just pull this and it's going to make a tail. What? Look at that. Stick your crochet hook through your loop and start your chain process all over again. Go ahead and count up to 25. And once you get to 25, I'm not going to have you pull it out again. I'm not. I promise. I'm not going to have you pull it out again. That was just a one-time thing. This time I'm going to have you turn it and we'll get really to work on learning how to crochet. Step 1, you now know how to chain. If anybody's like, excuse me, attention, does anybody know how to make a chain? Guess who does? You know how to make a chain. I don't know who's going to come on an intercom and ask you to do that, but you know how to do it now. So, professional. Okay, so for our washcloth, we are going to chain 25. Make our fish. Go ahead and make our fish. Make your, oh my goodness. What am I doing? Okay, that was a lot messier than, look at this big old hole. Look at that big guy. All right, let's go ahead and make it smaller. Ready? Okay, we're going to chain 25 to get started here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. There you go. 25 chains. Now, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to look at the back side. The back side's going to have my little mountains that I'm going to work on through. So it's this one, this one, this one, all these little bumps and rivets, as you can see. For a helpful tip, I think what I might do is I might go through here and I might mark them for you. That way you can see what I'm talking about. So this is a stitch I'm going to go through right here. You see that? Now do you see the difference? Maybe, maybe not. So those are the stitches that we're going to work through. So if we look at what we just did and we just chained, we have, this is our front loop. This is our back loop. Then we're going to go upside down and then you can see those marker spots. Those are the areas that I'm going to work into to make this. I like for the bottom to be really clean when I'm making my projects, and that's just a way that I have figured out that I really like. So what we'll do then is we will wrap our yarn around our middle finger, I do it around my ring finger, but you're going to figure out what system works best for you and then come over the front onto your pointer. So I have my hook engaged here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to go and slip it right underneath that stitch I showed you before. Just like that. And I'm going to grab it, bring it through. Now I have 1, 2, 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and watch my hands. I'm twisting, right? And I'm going to grab that yarn and I'm going to bring it through 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Then I'm going to take this loop guy that I got right here, and I'm going to just go straight in to the one I have right here with the next mark. So I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to go straight through this. And because it's your foundational chain and kind of the start of your project, this one can be a little bit frustrating. So it's okay if you feel like you want to throw your crochet hook out the window, stomp on it, burn it, whatever you feel like doing. But you need to keep going because it'll get easier. If it feels, if he feels like things are really tight, definitely try loosening up your yarn a little bit. If it feels like it's crooked, it's okay. You're just going to keep going. We're going to stay calm. We're going to go slow, and we're not going to rush through this, okay? We're going to crochet all the way across the rest of this, okay? So here we go. Let's keep going. We're going to pull through all 3, come back up. So we've got 2 single crochets so far. You can see the end of our chain is over here. That's where we rolled on over. Then we went through that first mountain right there, our second mountain there, and now we're going to find our third mountain. So we're going to yarn over, go underneath this mark here, boop, boop, boop. Okay, come out, yarn over, pull it through, 3 on the hook, yarn over, pull it through. Okay, you're doing a great job. Take your time. If you need to pause, look at this, reevaluate, you can. Your chain, if it looks, sloppy or it feels like it's a hot mess, that's okay. We're just practicing the basic stitches now. You have plenty of time in life in order to get things organized a little bit nicer. So it's all good. We're going to go under this 4th one here. Yarn over, grab it, pull it through, and then we're going to go through all 3. 1, 2, 3, just like that. It's looking great. You're doing great. Go ahead and yarn over, push it through that next one. I don't have them labeled anymore, but that doesn't mean that they're not the same. There you go. Push it through. Sometimes it's really hard if you're starting on your first crochet project with a darker color like a black or a blue or a dark brown. So it might be nice just to get something just a little bit lighter if you notice that you're having trouble seeing the stitches. Let's go ahead and move through this one. You're going to yarn over, boop, and come through here and grab that. Great. Awesome job. Yarn over, pull through all 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to slow things down just a little bit. That way, if you need an extra little hot minute to kind of find your loop and turn through things, you can. Oh, don't add that chain. What am I doing? That's out of habit. Okay. If you do something that you don't feel like should be there, that's all you got to do is just literally pull the string as you learned before, and it's going to take it out. So all right, coming in on the last part here, I've got 2 more stitches for this first row of single crochets. See, It's not perfect. That's okay. I don't have time to be worrying about this drama going on down here because we have a washcloth to make and it's going to be awesome no matter what because we're just going to wash dishes with it. So we're going to yarn over. We're going to come through this hoop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over again through all three. Okay, and on my last one, I'm still going in through the same hoop on the back end side. You'll see this is my original slip knot where I started. I was going to make a slip knot band reference and then realized I don't know anything. So we're going to yarn over. We're going to go through this hole and then we are going to pull through, yarn over again, go through three. 1, 2, 3, just like that. Now, it's great. Whatever it looks like at this point, it is absolutely wonderful and you've made it through your first entire row. We're going to come on the end, and this is how you keep your rows consistently like straight during any sort of project for the edges. So for example, if you look at this, which is a sneak peek of another pattern coming up, is that my sides are even, right, all the way through. And so this is the way that you're doing is you're accounting for a stitch when you turn it over. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and we're going to chain 1. Okay? Then when we say flip your work, you're basically taking your whole entire piece and you're just going to go like this. Bloop. And we're starting over on this side here. Okay? Now, as I go through this part, I personally prefer to work through the top 2 loops on the top. There are certain, I was going to say recipes, but patterns that call for you just to work through the back or just to work through the front. But something like a washcloth, like I just kind of really want it to be sturdy, I guess. And so that just feels right for me for the specific pattern. Plus, when starting, kind of making it easier just to go and not have to navigate between or in front of, but only grabbing this one is kind of nice. So what we'll do is we're going to yarn over and I'm going to push my hook through those 2 loops right there on the top. Okay. I'm going to yarn over, grab my yarn, bring it through those 2 loops. There's 1, 2, 3 on my hook, yarn over and pull through. Okay. And we're just going to continue this the entire time. So yarn over, go through those 2 holes right there, grab it, pull it through, and go through 3. Yarn over, go through the hole, come back out, yarn over, and go through 3. Now you'll see that as I move through my work, my pinchers are really holding steady on my foundation rows. They are keeping that structure and that stand foundation like right there. It kind of helps give me support. If I don't have anything there and I'm just trying to go through, I'm going to get frustrated because I can't hold my work properly, right? Like I'm losing it and I'm trying to figure it out. So use your pinchers. Your pinchers are an important tool. Okay, here we go. So we're going to round over. We are going to yarn over, go through the hole once again, yarn over, pull through your yarn, go through 3, 1, 2, and 3, yarn over again. We'll go through the next hole. And you are just going to continue this process all the way through this row. Now, I started crocheting when I was in high school. One of my friends from high school, he was a crocheter, and that's when Harry Potter was popular, and all I wanted to do was make a Harry Potter scarf. So he taught me a little bit, but where I really got my authentic teachings of figuring out how to yarn over all the things was my grandma. My grandma was a big crocheter, and I actually still have her washcloths. I did not use them. I actually framed them for my kitchen there for a while. And my grandma was definitely near and dear and still is to my heart. So I often think about her while I'm putting in the stitches and creating these projects. And I was gifted many of her crochet hooks because I was the only person in the family that crocheted. And so now every time that I teach, every time I have an opportunity to teach someone how to crochet, I've been giving her needles away one by one. So this last weekend, I was teaching one of my nieces how to crochet and made sure to send her home with one of Grandma's needles. Because I feel like, you know what, that's what Grandma would want. She'd want people to be creative and continuing to learn how to do this art, because it is amazing how you can take one piece of string and turn it into something. If you can tie your shoes, this is definitely something that you can do, you know? So, okay, this was my mess up piece. Remember when I called out before, like, oof, messed up? That's because I added a chain there. I don't know what I was doing here, but I did a single crochet, chain one, single crochet, and I might have added, oh, it doesn't look like oh yeah, maybe I did. Okay, either way. So I have to fix that mistake because otherwise I'm going to start looking a little wonky here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, you know, do it right into that here, like you would expect me to do, but I'm just going to like skip over my chain. So we're just going to pretend like that wasn't there, okay? You're coming along on the journey with me. I'm not a person who's going to look back and think, man, I really messed that up. Because look, this is just crochet. We're not performing heart surgery on anybody. We are literally just crocheting. So we don't need to get worked up. It's supposed to be fun. Pull through 3, yarn over, come back over here, pull through 3. Okay, it's looking good. You guys are doing a fantastic job, and my Grandma Nichols would be super proud of you in your projects. She'd say, oh, Sissy, I'm so excited that you're teaching other people how to do this. All right, here we go. So we're coming up on the end of our second row there. Looking good, looking good. So what we're gonna do here is we have 1 and 2. So we're going to go through those 2 with a single crochet. There's going to be 1 and 2, just like that. There we go. Yarn over, and that's our edge. So what you'll do is you'll chain 1 because you're adding like that first step to be able to make that straight wall. If you think about it, because it like bends over. It feels like you're going this way, but you're not, because by the time that you turn, you're compensating for the fact that you're going up a level. So kind of look at these like little chains when you're going into your next row. That's like going up to the next level on the elevator. So we're going to turn and we're going to do exactly what we just did. We're going to work through all of these holes right here, doing the same, going through the 2. And say you start going and you're like, you know what, I'm kind of getting the swing of things. You can start playing. Like, this is all for play and practice. Yarn over and you decide, you know what, I'm going to try this backstitch thing she was talking about. Then you can go through and just test it out. You are just trying something new. And it's okay to try something new. It's okay to fail. It's okay to come back and say, oh, wait, you know what, Kyla? I really liked keeping in that back stitch because I love the way it looks when I get the lines going down. And that's great. If you decide you like that, cool, keep it up. Keep going with that system. But you don't have to. You can do a back crochet for a little bit and then you can be like, you know what? I'm going to go back to the front and see what that's going to do. Because it's all about creating the patterns and you'll start to see how things start to develop, okay? So we're going to stay consistent as far as what I'm doing in order to help you guys learn. So I've got my chain 1 on there. I'm going to yarn over, go into the second hole and pull it through. Yarn over, third hole, pull it through, yarn over, 3 loops. Got it? And we're just going to continue the process all the way until the end. I could go through here and this number of these loops right here should match the number of loops that I have down here. This is typically during this stage is when you start to skip So then you might notice that like your first crochet project might like weave in and out. But you know what? It is going to wash dishes the same way that a perfectly square washcloth is going to do. So do not fret. It's going to be great. Okay, so you can count those. So if you wanted to, you could count. We'll take out my hoop so I can show you. You can count this top part. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let me adjust. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So I've got 25 up here, and we started originally with 25 down here at the bottom. Now, if I wouldn't have skipped this one over here, remember that like big mess up whatever situation that I did? If I wouldn't have skipped the one, then I would have been at 26. And that's when we would have started to see my washcloth kind of like go a little bit like this. Now I could have like taken it all out and went back. But like I said, we're moving on. We're moving on. It's going to wash dishes the same way that a washcloth at square would. So we're fine. So we're going to just keep going. And we are going to finish out some rows. So take your time, listen to some good music or a podcast you like to listen to while you finish up your washcloth here. And I'll meet you near the end.
Okay, so you got through your whole entire square or rectangle or whatever it looks for your washcloth, and you're at the end. So I just wanted to show you what mine turned out like, because it did get a little wonky, and that's totally okay because we're at the beginning stages of figuring it out, right? So I wanted to show you how to end your project. When you get to the end, you are going to do it like you're chaining one. So you have your little slip stitch, and honestly what I do is typically I will just like pull it through the rest of the way. So you can cut your string at the end that's attached to your yarn ball, and then you can pull it through. Now I just saw this lady do this really fancy tie-off thing, and I wish I would have remembered how to do it, but I'm just going to do it how I do it the simple way, is I just pull it like this, honestly. And then sometimes I come back in through here, since this is a washcloth, put my hook through two, pull it through again, and just kind of tie a knot again. Now, sometimes you can come through here and put a little fire to it if it's an acrylic yarn. The cotton yarn doesn't really do it as well, but then you're just going to take your tail and you can just kind of sew in your ends. When you start watching a lot of crochet videos, you are going to hear crocheters talk about having to sew in our ends and getting rid of the tails, and it's kind of like everybody's least favorite part, because whatever. I mean, I think it's mostly everybody's least favorite part, but typically I just go through here and grab a hold of it, and do something like this where I'm just pulling it through and just kind of weaving it in and out. Now I have seen where you can then take it and then you skip a hole to go backwards, and you can weave it back in and out going the direction that you just came from, and that'll make it a little bit more secure. So there's a couple of different options for tying off your yarn, and honestly, crochet is really just a personal preference. So at any point in time, like no person crochets absolutely perfect. It's honestly just a whatever feels right for you. That's my feelings about it. Now, I, might work a little bit differently than other people, and that's totally okay. And you're going to do the same, and that's totally okay. I'm going to take my scissors. These are hair cutting scissors that came, I don't even know where these came from, but that's what I've been using because I can't find my other scissors. And I'm just going to cut that sucker off there. And then my slip stitch tie on is still here. So I will also take that piece and go ahead and just grab it and start to just it through here as well. Now, the really cool thing about knowing what you just did is you did a half double crochet. I know in the video I kept calling it a single crochet. And then it kept me up at night, and I was like, I have already made this video and I'm gonna just stick with it. And I just put text on there that said, hey, this is actually a half double crochet. The difference between the half double crochet and a single crochet is that first yarn over before you stick it through. If you're single crocheting, you can skip that part, but it's totally up to you. You can go ahead and watch my next video though, where I'm going to teach you another stitch using the half double crochet, since you already know how to do it. And it is such a cute pattern that it is the one that I am obsessed with right now. And so we'll go over a few steps on how to take that half double and turn it into a moss stitch. So you can check out that next video. So here's your washcloth. You can now do all the dishes. Once you start, you know, you can make some more of these. And honestly, okay, here is the fun thing. So you can take your washcloths, okay, and you can just fold it up, super cute, right? We can do just like a super cute little fold on it. Grab some other random yarn that you just have randomly sitting here on your desk, and we can tie this little sucker up. I'm gonna roll it. I'm gonna do something like this with it. Seriously though, like, people love this kind of stuff for gifts. And all I'm doing is, I know I don't have my other camera set up, so you're just gonna have to wait till the final product here. But tie a little bow around it, and look how cute your homemade washcloth would look in a little gift basket. Oh my gosh, you could get some like cute soaps with it. You could go put some lotion and some soaps and like package it up for someone. You guys, the world is your oyster now that you've learned to crochet your first washcloth. I'm so proud of you. Yay!